Hi guys, this is Chandria, creative owner of BCJ Decor. Thank you for joining me on our channel. This is our first video. It's been a while. We've been saying we're going to do it, and finally we're taking the plunge. On this channel, we're going to discuss what it's taken to get us to the point that we're at right now. And just to let you know, as far as the candle business, we did not enter the candle market until September of 2019. Today's date is like May 26, 2020. We are in the midst of a pandemic, so we've been sheltering in place for quite a while. But the one thing that we've learned is the candle business is very versatile. Now, I did say BCJ Decor because the other thing that we will talk about based on questions and things that people want to inquire about will be the other projects that I'm working on. For example, I have door wreaths that we're working on right now. So new homeowners is always a big one, making that refreshment of maybe a wreath that you got a few years ago that you love so much, but it needs a little TLC. It's something else that we do. The other thing that we've started, beyond using the sewing machine to make face masks to help first responders, is we're also making t-shirt blankets. So all of those are t-shirt quilts, as they're sometimes called. If you are one of those people, I have a friend that's an avid runner. She is amazing and has drawers and drawers full of t-shirts. So we're going to turn those into some nice handy blankets and throws for the family to enjoy as well. For the first video, I do want to introduce the business itself, kind of describe what we do. And then from there, if you guys like the content, please feel free to subscribe and leave some questions. And the goal is to post 1 to 2 times per week on a steady schedule so that you're able to get the information that you need. As always, you can always email at bcjdecor@gmail.com, and I will also link the website below as well so that you can take a look at the products that I'm actually describing. Now, we started pouring candles in September of 2019. So it's been just over 6 months since we've been going through this process. And guys, it has been an amazing 6 months. To give you a little backstory, BCJ Decor was officially created in the state of Texas in 2011. So it's been 9 years total. But within those 9 years, we've done a collection of things. I started out making door wreaths. It was part of a fundraiser, and it was something that was a little bit different. We're trying to raise money for a Pee Wee team, and we did really well. Well, sometimes you fall into your business. The business doesn't necessarily just come. And so one request led to another request, and finally started getting referrals. And the good thing about a referral clients are pretty loyal. And a loyal client is a good client. And that's the great thing about it. So for a couple of years, door wreaths were my thing. Any season, any occasion, any organization, and we were there. Now, after a while with anything, and like most crafters, we get a little jittery. So beyond making wreaths, I also crochet. Not the best crocheter, but if it's a blanket, if it's a square, if it's a towel, something basic and simple, I'm decent enough to keep my hands busy. And depending on the craft, I will let you know if I'm able to accomplish a craft or not. We evolve because wreath making, crocheting kind of go back and forth. And then we arrived September 2019, and I needed something that was sustainable, something that was year-round, that did not require home ownership or even your own apartment. I wanted a product that was wide in spectrum and had the ability to be owned by everybody. So any person that was really over the age of 17 and up, they were going to be the client that I was kind of looking for. And what I thought about is name a product that you purchase on a regular basis. Repeat customers are good. Name a product that's not necessarily a necessity, but for a lot of people, it almost feels essential. It's almost like buying really good furniture or making really good food and investing in those pots and pans when you reach that stage. And what I realized is one thing that I liked was candles. It's something that you can pour. And then once you find your method and you figure out your rotation, your preferred fragrances, your distributor, your wicks, your wax, it's something that has the ability to sit on that shelf for a couple of weeks and it's okay. So that's how BCJ Decor actually started getting into the candle business. And currently we carry about 29 fragrances. The one thing that we didn't have a large amount of as a part of our original business plan was the website marketing part. Did I create a website? The answer is yes. We currently use Square. Anyone who owns Square or who has signed up for the service, you realize I think their websites go through Wix or Weebly. I think it's Weebly. So you end up with this storefront that if you sit down and kind of play with it, in the beginning it doesn't feel very user friendly. I'll be honest. I struggled, but I did learn when you don't know, you ask. When you don't know, you research. And when you don't know, make those mistakes, small mistakes. Learn from them and start again. And guys, over the past couple of months, that's turned into one of the best things I've ever done. I've taken time to actually sit down and upload my products online. And I've seen my online sales go from 5 to 7% to almost 30% of my current business. And that's been a lifesaver, especially since we have been sheltering in place about March 16th. So about 2.5 months in. The other thing we did in September, we signed up for our first craft shows. Craft shows were amazing for us. The holiday period, September, October, November, December, are huge months where everyone's out and trying to find the perfect gift. And the one thing I kept thinking to myself is, give me a gift that's personal, but not too personal. Perfect for that work gift, for that person that you see across the aisle, but you haven't really spoken to very much, and their name is assigned to you as you reach into the office bucket for gift exchange. Give them a candle. So candle making was great. We'll talk about on this channel the difference between setting up for a school fair, for a farmer's market, or even being able to get your product into a retail space. I will tell you that BCJ Decor currently has candles in 4 retail locations. That's the one area that I definitely wanted to work on. We'll talk about wholesale. We'll talk about white labeling. We'll talk about black labeling. That's another term that I had to learn about as well, and what that means for your business. We'll talk about breaking down costs, because sometimes you just don't know. I also walk you guys through the evolution of jars that I've used. People that I've ordered from, companies that were a lot more receptive than others. And it's made a difference. I will tell you this. I encourage you that no matter what you are learning and no matter what you are doing, please, please, please seek out a mentor. Guys, there are tons of people who can give you good information. And it will save you a lot of time and a lot of money. And I will give you one example on this video, and then you guys have to leave me some questions down below. For example, I have decided that wax tarts, I wanted to make these perfectly molded wax tarts. Now, I've poured wax melts for several months now, but 5, 6, 7 different packages in, fragrances in. I changed how I poured, when I poured, temperatures at which we were pouring, and nothing was giving me the product in the detail that I knew I should be able to achieve. And finally, it was change the wax. Middle of the night, small statement, absolutely just change the wax. And I did, and it's made a huge difference. But in the process of going through, I pour clamshells, but I want to pour these amazing wax that I've seen others do before. I learned a lot about the wax that I was using. I learned a lot about the way that I was wicking my product. I learned a lot about marketing and not marketing. I learned the importance of subscribing to channels for people who don't actually sell candles. What else do people sell? I learned to follow graphic designers. Guys, logos are huge. I've learned that when you watch your mentor and as you're listening to what they're saying, the first time you go through the video, let it play in the background. Walk off and do something else. And then come back, play the video again, and watch it again. And you'll realize that what you were thinking in your head compared to what the person on the screen was doing are sometimes different. Candle making is an art. It's like anything else that you do. It's important to know what works for you, what doesn't quite work for you, and also determine what you're willing to try. We're going to talk about in small business some of the pitfalls I've made, especially money-wise. We're also going to talk about some of the great things that I invested in that definitely paid off. So, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave a comment. or question. And I will see you guys.